This is a Tape Deck podcast.
Hello, and welcome back to We'll Run For. This is your host, Tom, and with me, as always, are Aaron.
Hello.
Michael.
Hello.
And Diana.
Hi. How's it going?
Happy whatever day it is.
July? August?
Sometime in the future.
I don't know. It was like 45 degrees today, and
It feels like 33 when I woke up this morning, and I was quite annoyed.
Yeah. We can talk about running in cold weather because we'll probably release this when it's 400 degrees out.
You know, we have talked about doing a running in hot weather, running in cold weather episode for like 2 years now, and I feel like it's just going to be a running joke that we're never going to do those episodes.
Never going to get done.
Those are never happening, guys.
Well, none of us run in cold weather anymore, so there's that.
Yeah.
because we're
sure.
smart. But is that kind of like our Jimmy Kimmel's My Apologies to Matt Damon for cutting in for time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. At this point, I feel like it is.
Okay.
I feel like there was a point in time where like every episode, one of us would say something about running in weather, and we were like, we're going to do an episode on that, and then we just never did.
I thought we did a cold weather one.
I thought we did a hot weather one. Honestly, like I swear I thought we did.
Oh my God. Maybe we did. Maybe we did both and just don't remember.
We definitely did something about training in like the winter time for the summer or something like that. There was something
like
I
that,
think
right?
we talked about it on like one of the live episodes.
Maybe
A
that's
little
what
bit
it was.
where like people asked about like running gear, and we kind of talked about gloves and stuff because I can vaguely remember that. But I feel like it was a live episode because people were actually asking us questions as we were talking about it.
Wasn't there a thing where like I was running in the summer in like a hoodie or something? Like,
Oh,
we made
yeah.
fun of you.
yeah. That was nice.
I don't know. Well, how about some of our people who go back and like listen to every episode?
Tell us, did we
Yeah,
ever talk
did we
about
ever talk about these things?
We need an
I don't know.
Well, we got EcoFit, right? She's one of the ones who said she was going back and listening to every episode.
Yeah, that was a while ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Maria did that too.
Yeah, Maria
Yeah.
definitely did it, but now
Wonder if-
she's been around for long enough. She might forget
She
some of those
probably
older
forgot.
episodes.
Yeah, she should have wrote
But we have
notes.
some more recent people I know who've been binging, who found us
Yeah.
more recently.
If you would like to start a wiki,
Oh,
feel free.
please start a wiki.
Oh my god! Wow.
Oh my God.
I didn't look at some of the episode titles, and I'm not sure necessarily what they're about sometimes.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. Sometimes you can't decide. Like the ones about races are pretty easy, but there's some. Oh my God, we should do that. We should go back and try and guess
what we talked about.
Because we can look at the show notes after.
Yeah.
Just look at the title and you have to guess what's in the episode.
Oh God, that's terrifying.
I don't know. Like, I don't know how hard that would be.
I got one. Ready?
Yeah.
Races, adventures, and ferrets. Oh my.
What?
Hold on.
Races, adventures, and ferrets.
Oh my.
When the hell did we talk about ferrets?
I don't remember. I can't even tell you. I don't think I've thought about a ferret in the last 10 years, so I don't even know.
Guys, it was our first real episode after all of our introductions.
Was it?
Yes. This is
Wow.
us. This is Aaron, Diana, Tom, Michael's turn, Tom's time, and then races, adventures, and ferrets. Oh my.
Tom,
What the hell is it about?
I don't know. Tom, didn't you have a ferret growing up? Did you tell some story?
Probably how I brought a ferret home and my mom was like, absolutely not.
That's such a 90s thing. I feel like no one has ferrets anymore. I feel like ferrets were a 90s fad.
Oh, definitely. 80s, 90s for sure. Oh, that was that the adventure to
Yeah, that was you guys had an in-person race. It was one of the very first in-person races. Actually, the picture is of you guys all standing in circles because you had to stand in circles.
That was that 5K up in
Yeah.
Blair, I think. That was the Moonlight 5K. It was at night. And I remember because like they drew circles on the ground and made us each stay in our circle.
Yeah,
And
so that was your race.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that was the episode we did the 100K adventure, the failed 100K adventure.
where we were going to run to the shore.
We were going to run to the shore and you came up and
Oh yeah.
And nothing was open yet.
Yeah. I actually don't reference the ferrets though in the show notes, so I'm not sure.
I don't know what the hell the ferrets are about.
Well, I don't know what the ferrets reference.
Yeah, sorry. Somebody will have to tell us.
Running with Einstein?
What?
That's an episode title.
Einstein.
Nope. Not even a little bit.
Last episode, Tom upped the ante and offered to run Wrecking the Knob 10K if we receive 5 more 5-star reviews and comments. This week, we hear the results. So I actually don't even always reference what the titles are about. So I don't.
Well, the problem is I make up the titles, and I don't always say how I've.
This is a semi-recent one. Can I be your hero, Yoda?
I remember that.
I remember Diana talking about wanting to be like Yoda and climbing on someone's back.
Like climbing on Tom's back as Yoda or something.
Yeah, because I'm slow and I want to be carried when I run.
Oh.
I don't know that I can be your hero part of it was, though.
Oh, because Tom revealed that he loved Enrique Iglesias.
That's true.
See, now in a year, are you going to remember that that's why you called it that?
No.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Hachi Machi?
I remember that.
Hachi Machi, we're tapering.
Oh, you know what that stemmed from? One of my goal getters videos. Where there was like 2 old guys running, and I had the old guys say, "Hachi Machi, you're a real goal getter."
Oh my god!
And you're like, "What the hell is?" You were like laughing at me doing the voices.
Oh my god! Probably
the voiceover of whatever video that was.
The voiceovers are golden, I will say.
Well, the last one I didn't even voice it over.
No, you just had the ridiculous video.
that was
uncomfortable.
Fantastic.
Uncomfortable.
Don't lick your buff. That one I definitely know. Obviously, yeah. Most of these I remember. I remember 10 shots of mocha, 12 days of run miss. Don't lick your buff. Escaping the doldrums. The doldrums. Now that we've gone through our episode titles, guys, whoever wants to do our wiki, just let us know when you've got it up and running.
Please do. So, what are we talking about today?
Beer and wine and cider. Oh my!
And beer runs?
Yeah, and we'll throw in some beer runs or winery runs because we've got lots of winery runs in New Jersey and PA in that area.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm sure there's a bunch in California as well.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, after this releases, if you want to respond too with some of your favorite places, we did go out for some feedback, but I had asked for feedback for something else. I think maybe too soon after.
Yeah, sometimes
it gets lost. So we didn't get as much feedback as I would think for drinking, but it's fine. If you guys have some other suggestions, just post them in our posts, and people can come and take a look at where you enjoy your favorite beers after you run, or your wine or cidery or coffee if you're not a drinker.
Or your favorite coffee place after a run.
Yeah, there is a place in New Jersey called Death of a Fox that is a coffee shop / brewery.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
we go to a coffee shop after our long runs now.
Oh,
spoilers in the future. We go to Jersey Java, which is at the end of our long run.
How nice.
That's true. We talked about it on on an episode.
Who knows how long ago we talked about that? We don't know. Could be 4 weeks ago, could be 3 months ago. We don't really know.
Time doesn't matter right now. What matters is beer and
wine. And cider.
I do love cider. I've got myself into some trouble with some cider.
I do love cider also. I'm a cider fan.
Cider is what you were drinking, really? I know. I guess it was kind of beer and cider when you put the stuff in the back of the wrong car.
Yeah, that was.
Oh God!
It wasn't my finest hour.
That is definitely in an episode.
That's 100%.
That I know is in an episode.
Yeah.
We should have called that episode something where we could find that one easily.
All right. So, do we want to start off by saying, let's just take beer. What's our favorite type of beer, or what are some beers that we like, or breweries that we like?
So I used to really be a dark beer kind of gal, where I was super into porters and stouts, and it's mostly what I drank. I think it's actually how I branched out into drinking beer, because I found out that there were beers that tasted like coffee and chocolate. And I was like, oh, I could get into that.
Okay.
And so that's how I sort of ended up in the craft scenery originally.
Yeah, weirdly same for me, yeah.
And then I was super against anything with hops. And now some of my favorite beers are kind of hoppy.
Yeah, that's
definitely
weird.
Super. If the word juicy or hazy's in it, I'm super into that.
I'm always into juicy too.
I have a theory on that.
On my being into juicy.
Well, his name is Michael. But my theory on juicy or hazy IPAs that are really hopped up is that it's kind of like the Emperor's New Clothes. Nobody really likes them. They're just, it's everyone's lying and everyone's pretending they like them, because that's the coolest thing to say if you're into beer. And I'll go on record saying that.
I actually like them.
I do too.
I'll go
because
on
I never
record
liked them to
saying every brewery has a ton of IPAs, and it's because they're super easy to make. And when they jack them up, they just throw more hops in it and then call it's extra hoppy, and then they can just cover up all their mistakes.
That's possible too.
That is also possible.
That's the hill I die on.
But and I can tell so. It has to be that juicy flavor, though, for me. There has to be a citrusy or a
so you're West Coast
flavor in there for me, or I'm not as into it.
I mean, some are really good, and some have some breweries have flagship IPAs, and again, this is personal preference. If you like IPAs, do you? I think everything's personal preference, but I don't know. People will we'll be in Facebook groups, and people will fight to the death defending an IPA, and I'm like, settle down. You could also be drinking Miller Lite and be just as fine. And I'm not going to get on my soapbox, but also some groups on the internet are very toxic when it comes to beer. And maintaining a smaller status, and if a large company comes in and wants to buy a brewery, it's a sellout. All the brewing dudes that look exactly like me, just turn they turn on that brewery because they've sold out. I wish I was in a position to sell out a brewery. That would be amazing.
Oh, who was that most recently? That was it. Dogfish sold to Sam Adams? Yeah. And people flipped out. But Sam Adams is technically considered a microbrew.
Yeah.
Because they do.
I didn't know that. I know technically Yingling is, but I thought Sam Adams was too big.
I know Wicked Weed sold.
Yeah, they sold.
Yeah. They sold to Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah.
My thing is you don't have to like Bud Light to recognize that it's a good business decision if a company can be acquired and get the distribution and get more of their beer out. But whatever, I'm not a business guy. I'm not, whatever. Anywho, my favorite kind of beer is a wheat or a Hefeweizen. Specifically, my favorite beer is made here in Maryland. It's by Jailbreak Brewing Company. It's called Feed the Monkey, and I absolutely love that beer.
Nice. I am not. That's the one type I do not particularly like is wheat beers in any way.
Ooh, I like a good wheat beer. Depends. I mean, I'm picky about them. Like Allagash White is like one of my favorite beers, and that's considered a wheat beer.
Although I do like this pretzel wheat that
I can't decide if I like the pretzel wheat beer.
I like it. Yeah, I do like the salt.
It has a little saltiness to it.
Salt makes
it like literally tastes like a pretzel, and I can't decide whether that's good or bad in a beer.
For me, it's good.
I have never had something like a drink that literally tastes like what it's supposed to in food form, but now it's in drink form.
Yeah.
It's a little weird for me.
I guess other than IPAs, I like sours a lot. I also like darker beers, like porters and stouts and stuff, but I like sours a lot.
My tastes have changed a lot because I used to hate sours, and now I enjoy some. Not all. They have to be super fruity.
I feel that way about like some IPAs. Like I like citrusy, like that kind of juicy IPA because it cuts down on that hoppy. Like I hate real hopped up beer. Like High Lie from Cigar City is a very popular beer, and it's very hoppy, and people love that. And to each their own. But I don't know. I hate the face I make when I drink a real hoppy beer. And I'm like, am I enjoying this?
Do I like this?
I do like dark beers. I like stouts. I like porters.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain beers that are like my favorite kind of year round, but I am very seasonal about what I drink.
Yeah.
Because like a good pumpkin beer during like the September, like when October time.
It would be nice if they were out in October, but everybody puts them out in like freaking August, and then they're all gone.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite pumpkin beer?
Probably just the classic pumpkin.
Oh yeah, I like pumpkin.
Pumpkin is good, yeah.
One of my favorites as like a classic pumpkin beer. I probably like some others too, but that's the one that always stands out that I always try and get at least once during the season.
There's so many now too.
Do you have a favorite pumpkin beer?
I mean, I would say pumpkin. But there's usually a bunch of good ones by like either Shipyard or Sam Adams or
Heavy Seas
Shipyard one's
has
good.
A good one.
Heavy Seas has a great one.
Heavy Seas has ones that'll kill you every year. I like pumpkin beer. I don't love it. I'll do like one or two all season. I just switched to like straight like Oktoberfest and like Dunkels and stuff in the fall.
Yeah, and I don't love Dunkels. Yeah, I'm not a Dunkel kind of girl.
No.
I would look at you and say, that's not a Dunkel kind of girl. What else? I don't know. Sours. I mean,
that's what I like. Those are my favorite.
Yeah, I like sours a lot.
And I like them really sour.
Yeah, I can do a really sour. I also like barley wines.
Yeah, I'm excited because I hate a barley wine.
I always want to like it, but I'm like, why is this so strong?
I hate it.
It is very strong.
It's just not. It doesn't taste good either. Like,
what's the other ones? Not the barley wines.
Saison.
They border on being too alcohol-y for me.
Oh,
the like imperial stouts.
Yeah, I like some imperial stouts for sure.
Yeah, like some like we got one from Guinness from right down by you that I really like. But like even that, like every few sips, you're like, oh God, this is so strong. Like it's so much in my mouth.
What's the okay, settle down. What's the Trogs beer that comes out every year?
Mad Elf.
Yeah. I like Mad Elf.
That's another one though,
but that's like a very specific taste.
Yeah, and I'm very like, ooh,
because of the
every
cherries.
Time
yeah. I've always been a big what is it? Merry Monks.
Oh,
Merry Monks.
Merry Monks is like the most dangerous beer. It's a Weyerbacher. It's a very dangerous one.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, we used to drink it at bowling when I used to bowl. And the problem was, if you drank it in a glass, it was incredibly easy going down. But it's also a relatively high percentage. It's not like a session. It's higher than a session. It's what is it, like 7-8% maybe?
I don't know.
Might be hinging on 9. So if you have like 2 or 3 while you're bowling, you're feeling it at the end. Never affected our scoring. We were very good, by the way. Just want to put that out there.
No, I didn't know that Sam Adams owned Twisted Tea and Angry Orchard and
did
Truly
not know
Hard
that.
Cider and Coney Island Brewing and Angel City Brewing.
Yeah. Like, I think they just keep changing the law so that they're still considered craft, even though they're
that's
too
what
big.
I was just kind of looking
craft.
up. Yeah,
so they're just under
kind
it.
of like Yuengling did the same thing where they did all this lobbying to get like instead of X amount. But I think they still, I don't know. There's something with it being independently owned, or like a percentage of how much.
There is like a it has to do with the amount of barrels, but the thing is that they have so many wide variety of their beer, so maybe only like their flagship beer they might keep just under what they need it to be because they have enough other, like their seasonal, like all their, between all the rest of them, they may be able to keep their flagship one under the amount of barrels that they need in order to, because they have their other beers.
It could be. I don't remember them talking about it. We went and we did like the tour of Sam Adams.
I was just Googling.
Yeah, and they did their like scratch kitchen stuff. Like when you go, and there's like they don't actually, like, their big production facility isn't like Boston. Like in Boston, there's like a kind of like a scratch brewery that's still big, right? It's bigger than like a craft, like a local microbrewery. But they were doing just all random stuff there. Like it was like small batches and stuff.
Yeah, like experimental stuff. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was like an experimental place.
When we were did you go to Sam Adams when we were in Ohio?
Yes.
Yeah. They had like all just small batch type stuff for the most part.
Yeah.
Because I thought that was interesting because I'd never been to or had like a lot of that their like those kinds of beers, their craft stuff, because it's just not as available around here.
That place was awesome, and I'll appreciate that because when you went into the bathroom, they had a holder for your beer in the stall.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Which I always appreciate.
I will say that's one of the best parts about kind of tying it back into running. Like when we do destination races, we're always like, okay, so where are we going? And let's find some local breweries, and just that helps us kind of explore the area that we're in.
That's what we did when we were in Cincinnati. For Flying Pig.
Yeah.
Like flying.
That's what we like doing.
Yeah, we went to a couple of them when we were in Cincinnati. And even when we did the meetup at Shamrock, like we met up at 2 breweries. I mean, we'd been to both of those breweries before, but it's definitely like, I feel like a runner's thing to check out the local beer scene.
Yeah.
What do we want to talk about? Do we want to talk about some of our favorite breweries, or do we want to talk about breweries that have like runs associated with them?
Well, first let's, I know that I would like to address the fact that, you know, we talk a lot about beer because none of us are really, we didn't talk about cider. Does anybody have any favorite ciders?
I don't know the names.
I love fruity ciders. I love ciders that taste like apple juice.
Yeah. Same here.
Bold Rock comes to mind. We have some wineries around us that also do like ciders. So like up in close to where my sister lives, out near Frederick, Maryland, there's like Linganore is a winery, but they have like a cider, like a Red Shedman does like ciders there, and they'll like have like blueberry cider and apple pie cider, and I'll tell you, they will creep up on you and take you out.
Where's on the way back from Tammany?
There's a cidery in North Jersey that we stopped
by. That was really good.
It was during the pandemic.
The other thing that I appreciate that breweries are now doing are seltzers.
Yeah.
Because sometimes like I'm not in the mood for like a beer. Like I want something light and like in the summer when I'm like I want something light and summery. I feel like a lot of breweries have started doing seltzers.
I have never
Zed's does a ton of them.
I have never had a seltzer at a brewery that I like. Like I've had like a White Claw that I've liked, or like something like canned with like a ton of sugar in it. Every time I've had one at a brewery, I've hated it.
Oh, really? Maybe it's because Zed's just does them well, because they have like they had like a mango pear one that I really liked.
Yeah.
They have another one that I can't remember that I really like. It's like real light and fruity. I haven't really tried them other places. I like that it's nice that they have like other choices for people who don't drink beer, but maybe they're just not as good as I think that they are. The peach mango, that was the one that we had the other day at Zed's that I liked.
Yeah,
they had a prickly pear one.
Oh,
that's their
pear.
Summer one. They have a prickly pear one that I really liked.
I will never pick pear as a flavor.
Oh, no. I don't know that I like pears in general, but I did like the prickly pear. Yeah,
because it didn't taste like pear; it just tasted like sweetness.
Yeah, it had like a hint of it, and that's about it. Yeah.
I don't know. When you say like peach cider or blueberry cider or strawberry cider, like good night. If it's done well and if it's on the sweeter side, I am in.
Yeah, I've always wanted to like wine. Wine is another thing that like friends used to do like wine tastings, or like they'd have like a wine night and everyone would bring a bottle of wine.
Didn't we go to dinner and get wine somewhere and we were like,
yeah, we went to Thanksgiving where like we were at a restaurant that was like,
where were we?
And we were in
at
Space Coast.
Space Coast. We were at Space Coast.
Yeah, we were at Space Coast, and we drove down we finished the drive on Thanksgiving. We made reservations at this place.
Really nice place.
And it like literally had the word
Cocoa
wine
Beach.
something in it.
Yeah.
So we're like, we should try their wine. They had beer options, but we're like, let's try wine. And we both got wine, and we were both like,
we don't really like wine. That was a good place in Cocoa Beach, actually. That was a really good dinner.
Do either of you drink wine?
I mean, I'll drink wine.
You get wine sometimes. You get wine if I don't like wine, and I've never liked it. Like I'll drink like mimosas. Like that's as close to.
Yeah.
That's
like I'll drink sangria.
Yeah, like
does that count?
And I'll only drink sangria if it doesn't taste too winey.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, I agree.
Like sometimes you get it and it's not. Yeah.
I make a sangria that has like a bottle of wine, but then it also has a ton of fruit, and then like the triple sec and like the other stuff, like other liquor in it that makes it not any longer a real sangria.
No, I'll drink wine. Like I like wine, but like it's
you get it when other people are drinking wine, and you'll like to go. And you always did like wine in the woods and stuff every year.
Yeah,
here in
wine
Columbia.
in the woods.
Oh yeah, it's a thing.
I think I've heard of that. I think I had a friend who used to go to that.
Oh, I thought the way she said it, I was like, does he just go to the woods and drink wine?
Tom wanders to the woods and drinks wine.
That's it. Yeah, I mean,
do you prefer a red or a white?
God, I don't want to give this answer, but it really depends on if I'm eating, like what I'm eating. I do not discriminate. Like if people are drinking wine and that's what's there, I'm in.
Okay.
The problem with wine is the hangover from wine is awful. That's I get headaches. So
okay.
I don't know. It's not my first choice, but I've really nothing against it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We usually have like wine in the house and stuff for you if you want it.
And
really?
back to Linganore.
Oh yeah, that's like fruit.
They
juice.
make they make raspberry and peach.
They're called like jazzberry.
Jazzberry. Like it's just
jazzberry.
you go to like the grocery store and go to like the fruit juice aisle and get like Concord grape juice that's sugary.
Oh, wow.
That's exactly what it tastes like. And I will drink it. I will drink it by the bottle.
Wow.
Yeah. Like I said, it's one of those things that I always wanted to like because my friends liked it. Or you'd go to like a bachelorette party and they'd do like a wine tasting tour instead of like a brewery tour. I'd prefer the brewery tour, but like my friends would, and we would do wine tastings. And I would get drunk, but like I didn't like the flavor.
So what was funny is like early on when me and Diana first met, she went on a bachelorette party, and they went to a winery. And keep me honest, but like, you know how you have like the like they're doing flights or whatever, and you can like write a little thing, and like, you know, it's like these circles, and it's like, you know, we tried 7 wines, and I remember like what she was writing. She's like, this one nearly killed me. I hate it. Tastes like trash. I want to die. Like, and she sent me a picture of that. I'm like,
my God.
She is enjoying herself.
Oh man.
Yeah. I don't know. I tried and tried, and I just eventually gave up and was like, I just don't like wine, guys.
Yeah, no, I get that.
I'll tell you who did really well during the pandemic, though, is wineries with like big outside seating.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because those places were swamped.
Yeah.
And making a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
But,
all right.
Yeah, I mean, Zed's got us through the
that's what I always say.
The lockdowns.
Yeah.
Because they had an outdoor seating area, and even when it was like 30 degrees out, we would sit out there and have s'mores under a heater and drink beer.
It's great
because there was literally nothing else to do.
So, what you started talking about running? What breweries have you done races at, or do we know of there being races at, or?
We've done a few like local here, and I'm trying to think of like anything that we've driven to, but like local to Maryland, Hysteria, which is one of our favorites here because it's close to us, and we've got friends that work there. They do an Oktoberfest 5-miler every year.
Mm-hmm.
We did it last year. We do it like every year.
That's one of your favorites.
Yeah, I do that. I don't know. It's a nice little course. And I'm trying to think. You did it last year. You don't always do it.
Mm-mm.
I do it. That's my PR for a 5-miler because it was pouring down raining one year.
Yeah, you were hauling butt.
And I was hauling. What else? Heavy Seas, which is a Baltimore brewery, but they have it everywhere. Like, they had Heavy Seas on like the Disney cruise ship. Like they're big. They've done a few, like just like 5Ks, but nothing huge. What else locally have we done?
Independent Brewing Company.
We do that every year.
North of us on Independence Day does a 4-miler.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then you kind of you wander over to the brewery, and you know you have post-run drinks, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
nice.
I mean, we talk about Charm City Run a lot, and sometimes they'll do like pub runs where they'll start at the store and then we'll run to, again, back to like Hysteria Brewing Company or something like that local, and it'll be like a 5K, and like you'll get like a drink ticket. It's cool.
Antietam, we're doing that in a couple weeks.
Antietam.
That's where they're doing the Taco Mile this year as an Antietam.
Oh, yeah.
But they also do Beer Mile and then just like a 5K.
Oh, this is interesting. So I was going to talk about A Good Day for a Run. I'm pretty sure I've talked about them in the past. They do they really started out as like a huge Run the Vineyards thing, but they do a bunch of them in Maryland.
Yeah, Bordy.
Upper Marlboro, Maryland.
Yeah,
they have
that's
one
south.
in Fredericks, Maryland. Run the Vineyard, running hair 5K.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my friends Nikki and Nicole have done a few of the wines one because they're wine drinkers, but they've done there's a Bordy 5K, a Run the Vineyards. Linganore does something.
Run the Vineyards is very specific to Good Day for a Run, like their Run the Vineyards series. They started out with like 5 or 6 vineyards in like New Jersey, and I didn't realize how much they've expanded. They probably have a good like 30, 40 Run the Vineyards in their series now. Between Virginia, they go all the way down to Virginia now. Cape May. I've done like Prince Frederick, Maryland. I just didn't realize how much they've expanded. Kennedyville, Maryland. Woodbury, New Jersey. Cream Ridge, New Jersey. Clarksburg, New Jersey. Woodbury, New Jersey. Because that's where they originally started, was New Jersey. Chesapeake City, Maryland. Yeah, I've done the one in Hamilton, New Jersey. Good Day for a run. If you guys ever want a winery, if you're in the like New Jersey, PA, Delaware, Maryland area, apparently they do a lot more than I realize now with the Vineyard series. And then they have a brew run series in New Jersey that does Bonesaw Brewing, Kelly Green Brewing. I think they had an 8 and Sands one. I did one in Egg Harbor Township. I forget what brewery that was.
Huh. Interesting.
We were registered for Guinness. Guinness has this huge brewery next to us, like near us. I think you guys have been there.
Yep.
And they were gonna do a 5K and maybe a 10K, and everyone registered and they took our money. And then something with the pandemic. This was like something where like
it was like one of the first things canceled with the pandemic.
Yeah. Yeah. And they were like, well, we hope it comes back. And it never came back. And I hope it does, because it looked like a really cool
did
event.
We ever get our money back for that? What the shit?
No, we never did. We never did.
Oh my God.
I forgot that existed until this moment.
Guinness, I know you can afford it.
Funny.
I know you can afford it.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, you're Guinness.
Have you heard of Calvert Brewery?
Yes.
They have Calvert Brewery Oktoberfest is done by Good Day for a Run.
Yeah, that's it's good. It's a little far. They Calvert's it's a winery and a brewery together now, I think.
Okay.
I don't know what the winery is.
I think it's Running Hare.
Running Hare. Maybe.
Oh, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one that was up top there.
Yep.
Interesting.
Other ones that I've heard of, like I have a coworker who like will get a bunch of her girlfriends together and go do the wine glass. Is the wine glass?
Yep, marathon
or something like that. Yeah. I heard that's a good event. I don't know anything about it, but I heard it's a good event.
It's considered like it's always in Runner's World top 10 destination type races. Wine Glass Marathon in Corning, New York. I think Robert did that last year.
That's possible.
And I think that because it's a big destination race, I know that a couple people I know have asked if I was ever interested in doing it, and I just never got up there. The medal is the bottom of a wine glass that's like etched.
Okay.
Another really big one that is super popular and like sells out super fast, right, is a Dogfish Dash.
Oh yeah,
that was an 8K, right?
Yes.
I think it is, yeah.
We did that a couple of years ago.
We did that a couple of years ago, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great event. I love Dogfish, yeah.
Matt Allgaier is like a huge proponent of the Trogs one.
Oh, yeah.
I've done that as well.
Hop Dash.
That one's fun. That's a 5K. Okay. It's a little hard when you're like driving like an hour 20 for a 5K.
Yeah.
It's kind of worth it, but you have to kind of like psych yourself up to be able to do that. Just because you have to leave so early, like I think is part of the problem.
Hey, do you know where that one takes place, Aaron?
No.
Reading, Pennsylvania.
That's absolutely not true.
Is that not true?
No, it's Harrisburg.
No, it's in Hershey.
Harrisburg.
It's in Harrisburg.
No, it's Harrisburg.
Oh, okay. It's in Harrisburg. Okay.
I'm like, I didn't think that was anywhere around Reading, but okay.
Here's the thing.
I wasn't making fun of me.
I wasn't even trying to troll you. I legit thought Harrisburg was Reading, Pennsylvania.
It's like an hour away.
I think they do it in Hershey now, but they were doing it in Harrisburg.
Yeah, I think it might be in Hershey now, isn't it?
I have no idea.
When we did it was Harrisburg.
Yeah.
Somebody
we went to a bunch of breweries up there.
Matt.
They're actually close together, Harrisburg and Hershey, by the way.
Yeah,
so,
they're like
unlike
right next,
Reading and Harrisburg.
What was the other one I was
There's
about
the
to
Yards, 5,000 Yards Dash,
Oh,
Yards
that's right.
Brewing in Philly.
They do a bunch of races. I feel like Yards.
Obviously, we're staying close to home because that's what we know. Diana and Tom came and did the Cape May 10K.
Yeah, we went up for a friend's wedding, one of Diana's friends' former coworkers' wedding, and we fell in love with that particular area and all of the breweries in and around Cape May.
Yep.
And then we were thinking about something for our anniversary, and we were like, why don't we do this this 10K and just
then let Aaron crash all of our pictures.
Yeah.
It's the weird third wheel on it was like Diana with Ryan and Nicole at the springtime surprise.
The springtime surprise. crashing
their date. Yeah. Their running date.
I don't consider like Shamrock a beer run, even though there's a ton of beer. Like, it's not, it's not put on by. I guess Yuengling is a major sponsor, but I wouldn't consider that to be what we're talking about.
But it's not like the Yuengling.
Yeah, run. Like Shipyard does that has a half marathon, right?
And Yuengling they do their own race series. Like, we've never done it because it's like 2.5 hours from us, so we haven't done it. But they do a ton of races.
Gotcha.
Usually like in the fall and stuff.
Yeah, the Shipyard Old Port Half Marathon. It's literally called the Shipyard Old.
There you go.
I don't know whether it's like the Yuengling sponsorship or if it like actually runs from there.
Shipyard sponsorship, you mean?
Yes.
Yep.
Sorry, did I say Yuengling? I meant like, I don't know if it's like the Yuengling thing where it's just kind of a sponsor or if it's actually their race, because their logo is on the
on the page.
Yeah, right on there. What's the other one that's up there in the Maine or New Hampshire?
Smutty Nose?
Smutty Nose.
Oh, that's
yes, they have a race also. That was always on my list.
And do some of those like Northeast ones.
Yeah, don't the BRFs do some of those?
I know one of them tried to convince us that we should come up and join them for it. This one's on June 11th, the Shipyard one. I think the other one's in like September, October time. We have some people who gave a little bit of feedback.
Yeah.
If we want to flip through that.
Yeah. Let's do it.
I got Tanya, who said that she's in northern Florida and SJ Brewing is a neighborhood brewery. Thankfully, a growing number of other places in Jacksonville keep cropping up that we've enjoyed. If you're in northern Virginia, Lost Boy Cidery is awesome, and my husband really likes Aslan.
Oh, yeah. Both really good.
Wasserhund?
Wasserhund.
In Virginia Beach area. Has really good beer and cider. Have we ever? I don't think I've ever been there.
We went there with the Cheoks.
We did.
Okay.
It's a good spot.
They had an Oreo cookie cider last October.
Oh.
Wow.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
Emily O'Keefe, if you like cider, New England Cider Company in Wallingford, Connecticut has great hard ciders. If you're more of a beer person, then either Two Roads in Stratford, Connecticut, or Kinsman Brewing Company in Southington, Connecticut. We've only been in Connecticut once.
I've been in Connecticut more than once.
Well, I mean for a race.
We've been together. Oh, yes.
So we didn't do any breweries.
Well, that's because you were dying on a trail.
Yeah, that's true.
Trying to run for 30 hours.
That's a good point.
Our friends at Run Eat Drink
this was a great answer.
Says at Will Run For Podcast, we have some answers. ... Cheers to you. So
I guess the point of that is just go listen to their podcast.
Are they keeping secrets from us? Is that what's happening with this feedback?
I feel like they're just trying to tell us that obviously they have answers since their podcast is called Run Eat Drink. And they do a drink segment on every single one of their podcasts.
Which is always very good, by the way. It's very descriptive.
Oh, yeah.
And we've had beer with them.
I always trust their recommendations.
Yeah, we went to a brewery in Florida with them.
Yes. And also they met us at a brewery in
Virginia Beach. Yes, yes.
Susie in New Jersey says Cane Brewing in Oakhurst, and in Philly either Yards or Evil Genius beer.
Yes.
Evil Genius I've had. I've never heard of Cane Brewing. We'll have to.
Oh, I've had Cane. You never
have
had Cane?
You?
Yeah.
Where's I don't even know where I know where Oakhurst is, but I've
definitely had Cane before.
From like going up there, or just from like a place?
A can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
we've
Yards
had,
is one of my faves.
Yeah, Yards is good. We've had some Evil Genius, but I feel like we should make a trip.
Doesn't Evil Genius do like some Christmas beers? Like I feel like I've had like an Evil Santa.
Like,
oh yes,
that kind of stuff from them.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
Oh, interesting.
Three Keys Brewing and Eatery is where we went with Run, Eat, Drink in Bradenton, Florida. In Bradenton, Florida.
Yeah, it was very good.
It was very good. They had the thing that caught our eyes was that on their board it said best burgers. Ooh. And we were like really hungry, and it turned out they had really good burgers.
Yeah, they were the best burgers.
All right. Looks Like Walking says that Water's End is a favorite with 2 locations in Woodbridge, Virginia. Also, Brew Republic if you're looking for good beer and tasty snacks.
I don't think we've been to either of those places.
Mm-mm.
Meredith, who I met recently.
Oh, she's the one who fangirled at.
Yeah.
I'm joking about the fangirling.
Yes.
But she was the one who recognized Michael's voice.
Big Woods. Bonesaw Brewery, which we have some in the fridge right now, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
Where is that?
It's in Glassboro, New Jersey, right next in the town that I went to college with, Rowan University. It's it's owned by a couple doctors who decided that they wanted to get into the brewing business, and so they had enough money to throw at like these, like to buy, like a scientist type person who like chemically puts together like these flavors or something. I don't know. It's very interesting to hear like some of their story, and I'm not even 100% sure I've got that completely accurate, but I know that they not stole, like I guess they kind of stole somebody from a different brewery.
Oh, that happens. Well, you hire the master brewer.
Yeah. And there's like, I don't know, they scientifically put tastes together or something like that. I don't know.
Gotcha.
I don't know. Whenever I hear Bonesaw, my mind goes immediately to Tobey Maguire's first Spider-Man, where Macho Man Randy Savage is the wrestler named Bonesaw.
Oh, yeah.
It's so random, but I heard Bonesaw, and I can just hear Macho Man's voice saying it. Julie Bean Runs says Voyager Brewery in Grand Marias, Minnesota.
There we go. We got one outside of the East Coast.
And Run Disnerd says Notch Brewing in Salem, Massachusetts. We went there. I have a t-shirt from there.
Yes, you do. It was awesome.
Yeah, that place is really cool. It's right on the water. It's really nice.
Oh.
Yeah, Salem is beautiful. I would go yearly. I love it. We went in September, and shocker, I was literally freezing the entire time we were there.
That's true.
Like to the point where I had to like buy like sweatshirts and stuff because I think I brought like,
that's amazing.
I think I brought like flannels and like a jacket, and I was freezing. What is this? Playa Linda? Oh, in Florida. I feel like we've had their stuff. Their stuff is always at the Food and Wine Festival.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
they
yes.
definitely are.
That's
they
why
always
I know.
have
we
stuff.
went to Playa Linda.
Oh, we went to Playa Linda.
We went to Playa Linda when
with,
we were at Space
Jessica
Coast.
Grand, right?
No, that was the one that we went to with Mark and Megan.
Oh, okay.
And after we went to
the
Kennedy Space
You
Center.
guys were not impressed with space travel.
With space.
And you left Kennedy Space Center after an hour and a half.
Because
you were bored with it.
Yeah. Some of us were not. Not me.
You were underwhelmed with the miracle of science.
Of space travel.
And
we were there for more than an hour and a half.
You were there for like 2 hours. It wasn't more than 2 hours.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
You know how much goes into launching a ship into space? More than 2 hours of work.
Yeah.
More than 2 hours of work.
I think we have some trivia. Do we have trivia?
Oh, we've got some Diana's random trivia featuring Diana and the Diana players.
One of my favorite segments.
About beer, since I knew we were going to talk about beer. I did some Googling and came up with some beer questions. I will say, as per usual, I don't fact check any of this, so like I'm going by whatever rando website I found this information on.
And hopefully
so
it's correct.
like there's
don't come at her, guys. Don't come at her.
I mean, you can come at me. You're not going to get a response.
You'll get a response. It just
won't be kind.
It will not be an educated debate if that's what you're looking for.
No, if that's what you're looking for, that's not what you're going to get. Oh, here you go. A barrel of beer in the U.S. holds how many gallons of beer?
I'm gonna say they're not 55. I don't know.
I had
48,
no idea and was shocked.
48 gallons. I'll say 48 gallons.
Is a barrel big enough to like you'd be in a brewery and you could like use it as a table? Like, is that the size of a barrel?
Those are like whiskey barrels, I assume. I don't know if it's different for.
I don't know.
Beer.
Did we see a bunch of barrels when we were just at Black Flag?
Yeah,
one of our favorites.
I don't know. I feel like it's got to be an even number. 36.
No, I feel like it's a lot more than that for some reason. I don't know. I'm going with 50, but I think it's more than that.
Tom is closest. It is 31.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Oh, weird. Interesting.
I don't know. I feel like a gallon of milk, like 31 gallons of milk is a lot of milk.
I just
true.
think those suckers look huge.
Yeah,
they do. I'm just thinking about like you turn it on its side and you'd use it as a table in a brewery.
Yeah. Usually those are whiskey barrels.
That's why I'm saying that they're huge.
Yeah, they are
to
huge.
To me, that has more liquid in it than like dumping 30 milks into it.
Look, this is science.
It's not 30 glasses of milk. It's 30 gallons of milk.
I understand what it is.
I don't know. Like, have you ever had to like dump out a gallon of milk into the sink?
It
just feels like it's emptying for 4 days.
That's true.
Like
it makes that sound. And you're like, why did I buy this? Anyhow.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Okay, so I thought this was relevant because we are so health conscious on this show, as per usual. How many calories does a typical pint of a 5% ABV lager contain?
Oh,
just the
Lord.
average calories for a pint of just not a like a little stronger than a Miller Lite, like a Miller Lite or something like that's like a 3%.
Yeah, something like that.
Like 3 to 4%. Yeah.
Yeah.
500 calories.
Yeah,
I don't know if we're going in any particular order, but I'd say
no, it doesn't
500.
matter. Yeah, that's a good guess.
For like a Miller Lite?
No, for a typical 5% pint of
5%.
beer.
Like a Sam Adams.
Lager.
Like a Sam Adams.
Like a
Okay.
Sam Adams.
Yeah, basically a Sam Adams pint.
Like a
I'm going to say 600 calories.
What? For real?
Yeah.
You can tell these men have never counted a calorie in their life because they both extremely overshot.
I'm like, what are we like? I was thinking more like 150
Look,
to
we
200.
burn double the calories as Orange Theory has taught us.
Yeah, like where?
Because doesn't like Miller Lite pride themselves on being under 100 calories? So like I feel like an average
Mick
beer
Ultra
is
does.
probably like Mick Ultra. Okay, I feel like maybe 180.
So you're saying we're a little high.
You're close. 215.
Damn it.
215.
On average.
Okay.
So you're saying
I
we're
was gonna
high.
say like 200, but I thought that might be a little high. But okay,
Yeah.
so 215. Okay.
So you're saying 600 was high.
I'm like, what is happening? Maybe like for like
a can of soda doesn't even have like that many calories in it.
So confused.
Okay. All right.
Like you can just tell. Like I feel like every person who's counted any calorie in their life knows that immediately.
That's hilarious.
All right. Oh, here you go. I liked this because I thought it was interesting because it was not what I expected. In 2018, the world's oldest brewery was discovered in a cave in which country?
What?
Yeah, I think I vaguely
It's
remember this.
13,000 years old.
Yeah.
It's like Don't quote me on
Egypt.
this. It's like Mesopotamia.
I think it's Turkey, right?
That sounds probably right.
Israel. It was in Israel.
Israel?
That would also make
sense. The remains
sense.
of the beer was 13,000 years old.
Wow.
Isn't that wild?
That's some good aging
to
right
Jesus, there. But that's fine. Sorry.
Did somebody drink it and turn into a mummy or something?
Was it juicy?
Was it a juicy IPA?
I feel like every location you guys are talking about are like hundreds and thousands miles apart from each other.
Well, Turkey's not too far. It's
Turkey's
across
not
the
far.
Mediterranean.
Yeah.
I said Mesopotamia, but anyways.
Which doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, like...
But
I'm like, America.
Oh, God. Speaking of America, who was the first U.S. president to brew his own beer in the White House?
It's got to be one of those guys that does like a lot of shooting.
It was Jimmy Carter.
I'm going to say... No, I'm going to say
the one he's thinking
Taft.
of is Teddy
Taft.
Roosevelt.
I was going to say Roosevelt. I'm going to say Taft because he got stuck in a bathtub.
Oh yeah,
making the beer.
It was Kennedy.
It was Barack Obama.
What?
Oh wow!
Oh, really?
See, that was super recent.
See, White House honey ale.
I almost went super recent, and then I was like, "That can't. It can't be that recent."
I thought Carter because of Billy Beer, his brother's beer.
Oh yeah.
That's like a thing.
That's actually based on something smart, not what I said.
And his peanut farm.
Oh.
So
I thought you were going to say his penis, and I was like, what?
Did he have a peanut farm?
George Washington Carver?
Yes. No, Jimmy Carter did have a
God.
peanut farm as well.
How many different versions of Guinness are there?
Oh, God.
Oh God, there's got to be a lot.
Now this is Guinness. So
Actual
not like
Guinness. Yeah.
actual Guinness, not like how many not like Guinness Blonde or Guinness.
Yes,
but like
but how many?
Guinness.
So how many since the so? For example, Zed's has West Coast IPA, and every single time they brew it, it's version 1, version 2, version 3. Like, are we talking like that? Like every single time they do it, like a new version of it?
No.
I'm gonna say this is a trick question, and there's one, and I kind of think that's not true, but I think that's probably where this is gonna go.
I just thought this was interesting. This response. So it's like they say somewhere between 15 and 19. Because just like Coke, Guinness will produce slightly different variations based on the location to match that country's taste.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So like the Guinness you get here
isn't
that the same Guinness you'd get in Ireland.
See,
even though it's a Guinness stout.
That was what I
should have said. I should have said a Guinness stout.
That was my 2-part question. Like, do you mean like each time they brew it, it's considered a different version, or do you mean that like each country is brewing different versions?
Yeah, I just thought that was super interesting. I had no idea. Like
it's like McDonald's menu changes place to place.
Yeah, very strange.
That is an interesting one.
There needs to be like how we go to like Club Cool. But it needs to be like Club Cool, but for Guinness beers.
Oh,
that would be amazing. Can they put that in Epcot?
Yeah.
Everybody passed out outside.
It'd be amazing. Who is the world's largest brewer?
I'm going to say Diageo.
All right.
But
I think my answer is wrong because my answer is Anheuser-Busch. They have 630 beer brands in 150 countries.
But I think
this is an internet fact.
But I think that Anheuser-Busch is I don't know.
InBev. It says Anheuser-Busch InBev.
Yeah, I get maybe they're not
InBev.
owned by InBev. Maybe they are in partnership with InBev or something.
What is it? InBev? In beverage?
Yeah.
They own like everything. Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally called Anheuser-Busch InBev is the name of the company.
Yeah.
So it is Anheuser-Busch.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
You guys were second.
Yes,
second
AB InBev is called their full name is Anheuser-Busch InBev. So when she looks up that answer, technically that answer is correct because it is but they are a Belgian
Anheuser-Busch, InBev.
Yeah.
Is what I have. Which country is the biggest consumer of beer per person?
What country?
Yeah.
Per person?
Germany.
Oh, it's got to be, right? I'll say Ireland.
Oh, Ireland's another good one.
I'm gonna go Mexico.
Oh,
because I feel like it's like the Shakira effect. Like yeah, she's big. She's big here, but like she's big in Mexico.
Are there just a ton of Mexican beers I don't know about? I mean, I know a couple. Like,
I was just thinking, are they all drinking their Corona? What's happening here?
I'm still saying.
The Czech Republic.
Wow.
Oh, interesting.
Isn't that weird? And beer cost. There was some fact that I didn't write down about it costing less for beer than it does like soda there.
Oh, really?
Oh, what's interesting though, in like Europe in general, we found that there was a lot of places where beer costs less than like a bottle of water. Mm-hmm. Like I would go to dinner, and because they don't just give you free water, you had to buy a bottle of water, and the bottle of water was almost the same price as the beer that I was getting.
Yeah. Weird. Okay. Oh, here's some running stuff. Okay. In a beer mile, you run a mile as fast as you can, drinking a beer before each lap. When did this event earn international recognition? So how long have the beer mile been a thing?
Oh, God.
Like, what year do you think, like, the first time it appeared in, like, Runner's World as, like, this is
where
a
it became
thing.
popular. Oh.
This is a thing.
I think it's old. I'm going to say in the 1800s, and that's my answer.
I'm going to say 2013.
I was going to say, wow, that is
specific.
Tom's going for it. I'm going to say like 2000.
Michael is closest. It's 2014.
What?
Whoa, nice.
Because I had heard of beer miles when I started running.
Was it the beer mile at, where did they do it? Not Leadville, Hard Rock.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't know. It earned international recognition in 2014 in Runner's World. The first official one was in Burlington, Ontario.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I guess maybe the ones that I know of weren't considered official. I guess maybe that was the issue.
Okay.
That I didn't realize.
All right. I thought this event was hilarious. Let's see if you can guess what it's called. In this event, participants carry and consume a crate of beer during a 10K race.
Oh, my God.
All right. Okay, you can either... Well, no, you're never going to get the name. But, like, where do you think this happens? Like,
crate of beer in a 10K?
Germany.
They carry and consume a crate of beer during a 10K.
Consume? Oh, my God.
I'm going to say Germany. Where are men? Where are, like, men, like, burly...
Where are men?
German.
Let's see. I will say Austria.
It's a good guess.
I'm going with Tom. I'm going opposite of Tom this time and going with Ireland.
I said Germany.
All right.
I know, but last time I said Germany, you said Ireland.
Michael and Tom are right. So in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, this event takes place.
Oh.
And it's called the Kastenlauf.
Huh.
Oh, my God.
Oh, of course it is.
Of course. That's why they have that's where the movie Beer Fest comes from, right? Is because all these Germans have these like...
It literally translates to beer crate running.
Can this episode, Michael, take a note. Can this episode please be called Kastenlauf?
Yes, we are definitely we'll have to...
Well, you're going to edit it.
I need to know how to spell it. It's the only problem.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Kastenlauf. Kastenlauf. Oh my gosh. And then I loved this one as well. You can tell me where you think this takes place. Where does the Darwin Beer Can Regatta, in which boats are made out of empty aluminum cans, where is that held?
Oh, it's got to be Australia.
I'll say like London.
I'm trying to think where there are a lot of regattas.
In the water.
Boston? Like somewhere in New England? Maybe somewhere in New England.
Like maybe it's in it's in the United States.
Like the Charles River or something. Spencer for Hire used to row on the Charles River.
I'm like trying to think of like what countries are big into that, but the United States is.
Yeah, there's regattas in the US.
They're having a big regatta festival right next to us in Cooper River Park this weekend.
Oh, are they? Is it
Huge.
the college regattas?
No, I'm not really sure. I just know that
I hear the cats.
They're like going crazy.
Steer clear of that area this weekend.
Yeah, I think it's Australia.
You are right, Michael. It's Australia.
Because it's in the town of Darwin, I would assume.
Yep.
Oh.
And then I just like this question because it gave me good feels. In old-timey days, the old-timey time, beer was often consumed to prevent which illness?
I hope it's an old-timey illness. Let me think.
It is an old-timey illness.
What did they used to get?
Cholera? No, wait.
I'm gonna say rickets.
Oh my God.
You're close.
That's a great one.
Oh, I think I know what it is. Can I change my answer?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Is it scurvy?
It's scurvy.
I was going to say scurvy, but isn't scurvy like the lack of like
vitamins? That's why IPAs. I think that's why IPAs were made, right?
Yeah.
Something with shipping it to India or something.
I was gonna say scurvy, but then I was trying to think like scurvy has to do with like the lack of like
vitamin C or something.
I was gonna say pirates, but I was gonna put pirates in but then you would have known immediately.
See, but like that didn't make sense to me. Really, beer to prevent scurvy?
Well, we don't know that it actually prevented
if it worked,
scurvy.
but that's what they used to do.
Okay.
These are two different
things. That is very fair. That's fair.
They also used to put leeches on people.
It was like the first.
Are you sure that doesn't work?
When she started laughing about old-timey, scurvy is the first thing that came to my mind. But then I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense, so I didn't say it. But now that you repeat the question,
Lord,
they did it, but we didn't say it worked.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
Maybe it did. Maybe there was a way to get some vitamins, as opposed to nothing. But
my God.
Everybody was drunk all the time.
I may have skipped this question. Beer contains ample amounts of which vitamin?
Oh.
It has a vitamin?
I didn't know that.
Well, now I feel all healthy.
Does it have vitamin C?
No.
D?
Dang.
No.
B? A? I think. Well, okay. What's
calcium?
What's in beer? It's wheat, barley,
hops.
What's in barley?
Barley.
Yeah. What do you? What's in barley? The ground, like.
So it's
like a grain.
It's got to be. Yeah.
I want Tom to describe what barley is.
I don't know, but I'm going to go with vitamin B.
Aaron is right. It is vitamin B.
Wow.
I only went with B because B is it's beer.
There you go.
B for beer.
Are you a scientist?
And that is your random beer trivia.
That was amazing.
I tried to tie it into running somewhat.
Good job.
Those are amazing events, by the way, that we discovered.
No, yeah, I'm excited to
Can we do
some more?
What was the one? Hoffenflaffer?
The Hoffer Fluffer Fluffer.
If
that's what we'll do for the Will Run for Challenge next year.
That's it.
Oh
Our virtually live race is moving to.
It'll be a
Austria, Switzerland.
The beer crate 10K.
So I'm going to put this thing into Google Translate, and I'm going to make the computer verbally say it, and I'm going to be pronouncing it totally wrong.
All right, so kind of in the spirit of this, let's get into something good. And Diana had the amazing idea to make this. What is our favorite or least favorite post-run beer?
I mean, I immediately had a visceral reaction when she mentioned worst beer and went straight to the Marine Corps Marathon, and most of the rock and roll races do the Mick Ultra at the end.
Nice.
No, not nice.
Yeah, I know. I meant that sarcastically.
Oh, I'm like, wait, what?
It is the worst thing to have after a race.
Like you want a nice, refreshing beer. That is not it.
No, because even like a Miller Lite doesn't always taste good, but it'll taste good after a race. Like, why does running make Mick Ultra taste worse than it does normally?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's so unsatisfying.
It is. And Marine Corps was the year that always has it at the end. And I have that memory of you pouring the beer down my throat as I was changing underneath my poncho. And just even thinking about that now, I'm like, God, that beer was so bad. But what's your favorite? Let's go the opposite way. What's your something good, Michael?
Yeah, I'm gonna say a Schaffenhofer.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
There's grapefruit beer. It's super low percentage, but it is so refreshing after a hot race.
Yeah,
it is really good.
Did they just have
That's a good one.
What was just at Springtime Surprise when we were there?
That cherry
the bellhop
one.
That bellhop cherry lime or cherry, was it lemonade? Cherry
limeade, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really good.
That was really good.
A fruit beer after a run is actually really good.
Yeah. Agreed.
I was just thinking, I like the Dogfish Sequent after a race.
Yeah.
They do that a lot, and it just because we're East Coast, they sponsor a lot of races here. But I feel like because it's a sour, but it's almost like salty.
Yep.
Yes.
So like that is really good after a race.
Shamrock. The regular Yingling, not the
the light was so
not
bad.
the light Yingling, but the
rough.
regular Yingling. Yingling in general is one of my favorite beers, but like that cold beer after Shamrock out on the beach, and there's video evidence.
You know what you also really like after a race that you'll get anytime that's on a menu right after a run? The Sequent Blueberry.
Oh my God, yeah.
I don't think I've ever had that.
Namaste.
Namaste is good.
Namaste is great.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm like, it's by Dogfish. You guys started talking about Sequent. I'm like, what is the one that I really like from them at the end of a race? Namaste.
And that's like a white.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's a white ale.
That's a white ale, yeah.
Super light and just it's real good. I like that one. That one's they had it at the end of Baltimore.
Yes.
And ever since then I think about that beer when people ask like what's your favorite beer after? I always think of that beer.
Yeah. Yeah, I think after a run, I'm usually like a sour or like a fruity. I won't even go like too dark of like an amber really after a race. Like I really want something light.
Yeah, you need something light.
Yeah. I know a lot of times like if it's like a brewery run and they have like a flagship IPA, they'll usually have that in there. Like I feel like Dogfish Dash or Hop Dash at Trogs like usually tosses in like an IPA.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a fan normally of IPAs. Now when I'm really like thirsty and I want like a quenching beer, like I don't want an IPA.
Sometimes I do. I don't mind. Like, I think I don't hate an IPA, but I am more likely to drink them. I feel like after a run, Loose Cannon isn't bad after a run. I don't know. We're kind of unhappy because there's a local brewery here, which I'm not a super fan of, and I'm not going to say because I don't want to like put them on blast. But they seem to be doing a lot of partnerships with like runs locally, and so we'll see them, and we're like, oh my God, they're here with the beer today, and like we don't want it. We don't want to go get it.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, so we want to hear from you guys. Like, let us know like what your favorite is after a race, or that if you see the little stand set up and it's got a certain type of beer, what is just like the worst like disappointment.
Oh
my God, it's a Mick Ultra reaction.
I'll say that the Yingling Light was the biggest disappointment.
They had a really good the last time 2019.
They had like a blonde.
They had like a really good Yingling that I liked that was was lighter.
That? I thought it was a Yingling blonde, wasn't it?
Something.
I don't remember.
It wasn't
like,
light,
it got like released at the event,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I remember because that was like their first time doing it, and I remember liking it, and I was disappointed because their lager, while I like it, again at the end of a race, it's not super refreshing for me. It's a little heavy. So I liked that I actually, they had the other option that was lighter, but not Yingling Light. This year, all they had was the Yingling Light.
All right, I'm gonna end us with a little bit of a poem. So
do I have pants on?
Oh my God.
Michael.
What is happening? Why is this happening?
Sorry, I interrupted the poem.
No, that's okay. That was very distracting. All right, it's not too long, but
By Ben Franklin.
it's by Baltimore's own Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh.
All right, let me try to get through this. It's not too long. All right.
Tap, tap, tap.
Yep.
Rap, rap, rap.
Fill with mingled cream and amber. I will drain that glass again. Such hilarious visions clamber through the chambers of my brain. Quaintest thoughts, queerest fancies come to life and fade away. What care I how time advances? I am drinking ale today. Cheers.
I've never heard that
I've
in my
never
life.
heard that one
I've
either.
never heard that
That's
either.
interesting.
They describe him as Edgar Allan Poe, the sad-faced poet.
Yep, that sounds right.
Sounds
He married his
appropriate.
cousin.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.